Hello musicians, this is a video about getting started with your bow. All right, or arco. So we're gonna start with the case. I'm gonna show you the case here. I have mine. Remember, if you have the Yamaha, the label is on the top, and if you have the curved one, the curved side goes on top. Also, the latches lift up. If I push down, that's upside down, but I'm lifting up to open the latches. All right, we're gonna open, make sure I have plenty of room to open my case. All right, so I'm not going to worry about my violin just yet. I'm going to take out the bow. And to take out the bow, you usually have some sort of device that's holding it in there. For this one, I have to twist to make it go the same way as the bow, and then I'm going to grab it by the frog. Remember, we never grab it by the hair because our fingers, the oils in our fingers are bad for the horsehair. All right, so now that I have my bow, we see how it's nice and loose. I remember to loosen it before I put it away. I'm going to tighten the bow. So I'm going to twist. And if you don't know which way to twist, try one way and see if it's getting tighter or looser. If it's getting tighter, that's the right way. And if it's getting looser, go the other way. So I'm going to twist a little bit until there is just a little tiny bit of space between the horsehair and, let me put it against my sweater, between the horsehair and the bow. Right? We don't want our wood to get so tight that it gets straight, right? We just want a little bit of space so that when we put it on our violin, they don't touch. All right, so if I press down, it doesn't touch. All right, so we've got our bow ready to go. Let's talk about the bow hold. I'm gonna hold my bow with my left hand. If you're a right-handed person, your right hand's going to be over here. My left hand, which is the hand that holds my violin, is going to hold onto the bow for now. Right? It's going to hold in the middle. Down here at the frog is where we're going to work. I'm going to start with my thumb. Nice and loose. Loosen it up. Curvy thumb. And it's just going to touch. It's just going to touch on the little curved part. And let's show from this side. It's just going to touch inside. I'm not sticking it through because it's not big enough for that. It's just going to touch, and it's poking through just a tiny bit. See how you can see my thumb through there? Great. Next, we're going to do our pinky. Our pinky is going to dance on top of the screw. Do a little dance with me. Ready? Dee, 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 dee. Little dance party for your pinky on top of the screw. Our ring finger is going to find the little white dot. And if it doesn't hit it exactly, that's okay, but close to the little white dot. My middle finger, wiggling right here, is going to go opposite of my thumb. So if you see where my thumb is still sticking through, my middle finger is going to pretty much touch my thumb. They're just barely touching, barely meeting. And then my first finger, my pointer, is going to come up and wrap around. And then my elbow has to lift up in order to do that. If my elbow's down, it looks kind of like a funky spider. If I lift my elbow up, though, my fingers, excuse me, all start to bend this way. Right? So we can start to wiggle the bow. All right, now that you've got your bow hold, and you'll have to practice this a lot of times. Now that you have your bow hold, go ahead and grab your violin. With our left hand, very careful. Now it's going to go, the chin rest is going to go under your chin. And we're going to hold it. We're not going to hold it with our shoulder just yet. But we're going to practice with the bow. Let's start with your skinniest string, the E string, the one closest to the bow. And we're going to go 4 times. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, play. How did yours sound? Did you get a sound like mine? Was it scratchy like this? If it was scratchy, you might have been pushing too hard. Did you get no sound like this? If your bow did not make any sound, you might need to use your rosin. Let me find my rosin. Oh, I don't have a rosin. All right, so if you have your rosin, it's the little block, and it's this. You're going to use the sticky side. And you're going to basically make your bow nice and sticky. You're going to use your rosin on your bow, and go up and down, up and down. If you got absolutely no noise from your bow, you're going to have to do it a lot, like 100 times, up and down, all the way down to the bottom, all the way up to the top, and just keep rubbing that. And remember, it could get sticky, so don't touch it all with your fingers, and just keep going. If your bow made sound, don't worry about the rosin right now. All right, so if you're ready, if you're rosined up, let's move on. Let's play the A string, which is the next string. Now, this is a little tricky because you might hit the next door strings. It's got 2 next door strings. So let's just try it 4 times and do your best. If you hit the next door strings, that's okay. That's how we learn. Ready? 1, 2, A string, go. Good. The next string is D. Let's do that one 4 times. 1, 2, ready, play. And then to play the last string, the G string, my elbow has to come all the way up so I can reach the lowest string, the G string. Let's try that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job, friends. Practice that a few times before you move on to the next lesson. Great job. Oh, I almost forgot. Don't forget, if you are done practicing, loosen your bow by twisting and watch for the bow and the horsehair to get closer and closer together. If they're getting further, you're going the wrong way and twist the other way. But make them close together and get it about there so they're almost touching before you put it away and put it away safely. Good job, friends.